Hi, welcome back, everybody, to our Educational Insight. I'm the program host, Carol Chan. Um, Education Insight is a small world for the individuals who are interest to share the experiences or ideas for raising our new generation. So today this is our privilege to have our honorable guest, Mr. Bill Hogarth from the York Region District School Board for sharing with us. Welcome,
Thank you.
Mr. Bill Hogarth.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, I know you're very busy.
Well,
This is our privilege to have you here.
thank you very much.
Yeah,
It's wonderful.
I just wonder, how long have you been the director of the York Region School Board?
I have been director for 16 years
Oh, wonderful.
with the board, yes.
I always see your beautiful picture, your cheerful smile.
Thank you. Thank you.
So today we can face-to-face interview. This is our honor to have you here.
Well,
And can you share with us about the brief history of York Region School Board when we started?
sure. The boards was amalgamated back in 1969 from a number of different smaller boards. And that amalgamation of the boards then became the York Region District School Board. And that history then has many small schools and many small school boards coming together, and there's a recognition that as some of those small schools became, as the population decreased, that it would be better for the students to have larger schools so that there would be a better variety of programming. So that has gone on since 1969, and we now have grown to a board that is 115,000 students.
Wow, great. So what are the district areas covered under the York Region School Board?
Well, I think if you took a look at
The
York
north,
Region and started in the middle, you would have, of course, Richmond Hill. And then on the west, you would have Vaughan. On the east, you would have Markham. Likewise, then you'd have Aurora in the middle. You'd have Georgina. You would have East Gwillimbury. So you actually have 9 municipalities altogether. And then you have the region of York, which is the overarching, or if you will, the regional council. So there are those municipalities then, and they each have councils, of course, and we're responsible to work with those councils.
So how about Newmarket?
Newmarket. Oh, I
Aurora.
forgot Newmarket. Can't forget Newmarket. And
Yeah.
I mentioned Aurora, Newmarket as well. So you got to take, going up the middle, then you would have Richmond Hill, Aurora, Newmarket, Georgina, and East Gwillimbury, as well as then Markham, Vaughan, and so those would be the 9.
You know, congratulations. I was told that York Region is one of the best and fastest development over the whole country. Is it great?
Well, certainly because of the work we do in the area of student achievement, what we do with looking at assessment, instruction, and our real focus on literacy, we've got a very strong focus. And with that strong focus, then we've been able to achieve very, very good results for all of our students.
I should proud of you. You must be a very great leader. Under your leadership, I know that every year have a new expansion, new school developing. Do you know how many schools, including elementary and high school altogether?
We have 193 schools altogether, and 31 of those schools would be secondary.
Pardon me, how many?
31 secondary
Oh,
schools.
31.
Right.
Okay. Wow, it's a big team.
It's a big team, and there are many, many wonderful teachers, principals, superintendents, and of course our trustees who make that up as a very, very wonderful team, and that's why we've been so successful.
Great. So, is it a new school will be available in this coming September?
Yes, we would be opening 5 schools this September. And
Elementary and
yes, 5 elementary.
only.
Yes, no secondary
No
this year.
secondary this year.
That's right.
Great. So within Markham or and different?
Well, we have some in Richmond Hill. We have some in Markham. I believe one in Stouffville,
Okay.
Kleinburg. So we have schools actually sprinkled throughout the region.
Yeah, I know. Under your region school board, they also take care of the special need children, right? The
Yes.
special, is there any specific school for caring? They labeled like a diagnosis as special need, or they have separated into
No,
individual schools.
no, there is no special school
special school.
for special needs. We have the special needs students, as many as we can, in their home school. And we believe that's very, very important because, of course, they want to be with their friends and neighbors. And as much as possible, then we have, as I said, special needs classes throughout the region. Now, there are some special classes where it's better to cluster the students for the sake of just for the sake of efficiency. But as much as possible, we have it in the local school.
So you promote integrate program,
Yes.
available with a regular school.
As much as possible. But inside the school, we integrate as much as we can, but we also have, where it's needed, we have classes that are separate, and we feel that we integrate where possible, but also we know that it's wise to cluster the students separately if there's a program need. It's all driven by program, Carol.
Good. Is it this kind of an integrated program start from the very beginning, or just transitionally, gradually change into this way?
No, we have always believed that it was important to have a variety of programs and a variety of program delivery. I think that overall you would say that we have integrated at all where possible, but if it didn't make sense to the student, the teacher, the parents, then we would have a separate program. But I wouldn't suggest that for most of the students that would be for just a good part of the day. It wouldn't be all day.
So how do you enjoy the outcome? Is it the parent accept it, or, I mean, mostly, or everyone enjoy this kind of program, integrated program? They don't kind of, reject the special need children.
Well, again, that's true, but very much we talk with the parents. We as professionals, we try to decide the best type of program and best type of programming, and we agree together what is best. And we go through a very, very extensive opportunity for parents to talk to us, to input, to talk about their son or daughter, and talk about, really we're talking about now how students can achieve. And we look at how they can achieve to the very best of their ability and how we can program the best way possible so that will happen.
From a personal, I really, really support this idea.
Yes.
It's a very positive program, like encourage everyone treated inclusive
Yes.
and respect,
Yes.
also be fair to everyone.
Indeed.
Yeah. Okay. You just mentioned a variety of program. Can you please share with us, beside the special need integrated program, what else for serving the community? What else your program?
Well,
Such as international language program?
well, we certainly have international languages, but we also have arts programs, and we are expanding our arts programs to 4 secondary schools this coming year, this coming fall. So we have 4 secondary schools now that focuses on the arts, which I think is wonderful. We have 1 elementary school that focuses on the arts. So we very much believe that the arts are important, and when young people show an interest in it, then we have that programming possibility. And again, we can't accommodate every student, but we accommodate as many as we can. This year as well, we opened up a school that's dedicated to sport. And
It's elementary or high school?
This is a secondary.
Secondary. Oh.
And that school focuses in on young people who are interested in participating in sports, those who might enjoy sports journalism, those who want to take a look at kinesiology. So we're looking at students who very much want to not only be interested in sports, but might want to pursue sport as a profession. We also, of course, and you mentioned international schools. We have a very, very rich international language program. We have about 11,000 students who are involved in international languages, and that ranges from Saturday school for our young people to adult international language. And both of those programs are very strong. We're very proud of them, and our enrollment is very, very high.
Mm-hmm.
So that continues, and we again very much celebrate what that program does and how it involves the community.
Oh, I'm very kind of excited because
Indeed.
I didn't know it's a full art program like from this year. We spent four separated art program available in high school.
It is, and it's
Wonderful.
important to note that they're new this year. Of course, the school that's had the program the longest is Unionville, and that wonderful
Mm-hmm.
program remains. But we're also adding to that school Alexander Mackenzie. We have Huron Heights, which did have a very, very strong arts program, but now we are going to have a refocusing, and at Westmount. So those four schools then become the center, if you will, for arts programs, and those students who really want to take a look at a particular aspect of the arts.
Okay, may I know the implementation for those four schools? Is it well prepared? Because all of a sudden 4 schools but in different locations.
Well,
is it enough facilities and the staffing?
Well, I think it's important for our parents to know, the public to know, that we spend a great deal of time planning. We actually have been planning this for 2 years now. So we have the experience at Unionville. We have the experience through other art schools throughout the province. We know how to proceed. We know what's important relative to the staffing, relative to the program, relative to the interest of the students. So we've spent a lot of time looking at how we can make these programs successful. We've talked at various committees about it. We've certainly worked it through with our trustees. Our principals are excited about it, and they're very, very pleased to have it in their schools.
Great. I think everyone is very familiar with the Markham Theatre is one of the facilities for supporting the art program. And how about Richmond Hill? We know that there's a new art center, the Performing Arts Center of Richmond Hill have been developed.
Right.
Is it possible we use it as well?
Well, there's a very strong partnership between
Good.
Alexander Mackenzie and the new theater. And even well before that theater was going to open, we had an opportunity to talk to and partner with the new theater. So that is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for us. But as well, we have the theater in Vaughan. We have a theater in Newmarket. We have the Markham Theater. So we have a number of different theaters where our young people can actually avail themselves of that space.
Great. So I'm interested to have a specific school for sport.
Yes.
It's start from this year. Oh,
Yes.
it's wonderful.
Yes,
So
it is.
what is that specific program over there? Like focus on sport?
It is. It's dedicated to sport. It's dedicated to young people who are interested in sport, and it's certainly in the way we proceeded. We took a look at students who are really good. We took a look at students who want to participate. We take a look at students who are interested in things like sport journalism or sports announcing or kinesiology. So the curriculum is one that involves a wide range of interests, and is not just for the elite athlete. This is for young people who really want to be engaged through sport.
Yeah, I heard that for those art program, they have audition before, entrance exam.
Right.
But the sport school, is it same?
Well, there's not an entrance exam as such, but there is an interviewing process, and we do take a look at a criteria for entry the same way we do for the art school. Unfortunately, once you open a school like that, there's an awful lot of interest. Well, there sure is an awful lot of interest in this school. So unfortunately, we couldn't take all students, but we're able to certainly increase the numbers that we had from last year, because we've gone from grade 10 to grade 11. That's the first thing. The second thing is we hope that someday perhaps we can expand the program and have another school, but that's not in the distant future for sure. So we have to, again, Carol, your question about program and curriculum and making sure that we have that in place, we're making sure that that happens. And of course, we're adding one grade a year till we get to grade 12, and then we'll really know how to proceed. But they're doing some wonderful, wonderful things at that school. It's a wonderful program for the young people. We've varied the year. They start August the 5th. So they have a different school year to accommodate young people who are training for sport. But also we know that sometimes it's better to break up the school year, and we've done that.
I'm just curious, like for the sports school, do you have a swimming pool or kind of arena available at the school?
Well, we don't have a swimming pool available. We don't have swimming pools in New York region attached to schools other than Thornlea. We had dearly hoped and would hope that if the Pan Am Games are granted to the GTA, to the Greater Toronto Area, that perhaps that may happen. But again, we're proceeding as if there is no pool. If it comes, then it's an added bonus for us.
I think it's a good idea. We can share the partnership with the city. The facility with this.
Indeed, and,
right?
and in this case, the town of Markham has been wonderful in wanting to partner. As a matter of fact, all municipalities have been wonderful partners in the educational journey and endeavor.
Yeah, I think the members of the York region community should be very excited to hearing that so many new excitement happening.
Well, we are certainly excited, and again, when you have the opportunity to be innovative, it means that you get the students engaged, you get the community engaged, and some very, very positive things occur.
I just wonder, what is the current hot issues happening at school board, such as like JKSK? We're going to have a whole day program. Everybody talking about it.
That's right. It's interesting the way you've asked your question. It's a hot topic in the sense that it's new and it's new for the public. But we've actually known for a while, because the Premier said that there was going to be this study going on. So we were preparing, and we knew about this study. We knew it was something that was of interest to us, because we had done many, many things to find a way to work with our child care operators. We have 61 in our board that are attached to our schools. We've worked very hard to make sure that if a young person comes from child care to grade 1 or to our kindergarten, that it's seamless as much as possible, so they know our curriculum, we know theirs. As well, we have what we call Summer Institute, and in that Summer Institute, we have an opportunity to work with and have young people come in during the summer. So we've been doing a lot of preparatory work, and we've been doing a lot of thinking about how we can prepare ourselves for full-day, all-day kindergarten.
Yeah, it's already published to the community regarding the staffing. Like everybody say, oh, the ECE teacher with the JKSK teacher, we combine together I don't know how the detail of the implementation
Well,
about this.
I think again you've asked a question and then you've said, well, I'm not sure of the details. We're not sure of the details either. We do know that there's a proposal to have a teacher and an ECE person available, working in partnership. We do know that there will be funding for that. And what that funding will be and how extensive it will be, we don't know because that hasn't been released yet. But again, we're taking a look at how we can take some of our previous expertise and some of our previous knowledge, and when that arrives, we certainly will be wanting to and willing to take a look at how we can implement it effectively. But I can tell you, Carol, that we have again done a great deal of thinking about this. We're ready for it. We're excited about it. We think it'll make a difference to our families. We think it'll make a difference to learning, and we are excited that when we're talking about student achievement, that there's going to be positive outcomes.
Do you have any specific schedule for this kind of program available? For instance, next September?
Well, they say that there will be some schools by next September. Again, the funding hasn't been released, and we don't know what it looks like, but hopefully it will be, and that we will have that in place for September 2010.
You mean some pilot program start first?
Well, again, I don't know if even the word pilot is the correct word. I think that what we're going to be taking a look at is some introduction of the program. And I guess the ones that are first off the mark, you could say they're pilot in the sense that we don't know exactly what the outcome will be and what it will look like. But this is going to be fully implemented. So on the one hand, you can say it's pilot because it won't be in all of our schools. But on the other hand, you can say it's the sort of the first step in the introduction to the program. So as that happens, then we'll be taking a look at how we can change, improve, build on, all those sorts of things.
I think all the working parents will be very appreciated. Right? At least something happened for supporting them.
Yes.
Because the current issue is they have a headache for, different location for the young kids.
Well, I think that's one important aspect. I think the other important aspect is that there will be continuity for kindergarten programs across the province, and certainly continuity across York Region. And I think that's really important because we don't know what a young person is bringing to school, and if there's a 2-year gap, then how do we make sure that that gap is closed? So we're always trying to say, how can we impact on student learning, and how can we make a difference for each student? And that's what excites us, because we can now take a look at some alignment and some continuity to a young person's learning.
Good. I think we look forward to seeing the changes.
We are too.
Yeah,
we're
excited.
We're excited about it.
Yeah, go back to the international languages.
Yes.
Now, because I heard that most school board, like even York Region Catholic School Board, they promote kind of more intense care about the international language, not only once a week, 2.5 hours. They started like the everyday after school program for implement international languages such as Mandarin, Cantonese, or other languages. How about your further planning from the school board, your region?
Well, we will be looking at any possibility that's going to enhance learning. Some of it has to do with funding. Some of it has to do with the interest of parents. Some of it has to do with the fact that many of our young people are involved in so many different activities that they don't want to dedicate that time. So, yes, we will look at anything that's going to enhance literacy and the quality of learning for a young person.
Yeah, because you just shared with us is 11,000 enrollment. That means a hot number.
Yes.
Very, very
Very,
interested.
very
Especially
interested.
Credit course. I hope they continue to carry on a credit course as well.
And indeed we will. And as the students are there, and as we again get the right numbers and get the appropriate funding, then we'll make sure that those programs increase.
So I look forward to seeing this change too.
Indeed.
How about are you happy with the EQAO outcome, the current result?
Well, I think when you ask the question, are you happy? I think in many ways you're never happy because you're always looking for continuous improvement. I would say that we are pleased with the results that we have.
Mm-hmm.
I think that this year, with our OSSLT, with the literacy for our secondary students, we have 90% of our students passing the first time. That's a very, very good rate.
Very good.
And then when it comes to our grades 3, 6, and 9, we stand as one of the tops in the province. And again, but we have gaps, and we have different groups of students that we want to work with, and we want them to do better. So you're never ever happy, and you're always trying to close the gap. And through the use of data, you're always trying to say, can we find a way to modify the program, introduce the program, reintroduce it in a new way? In other words, how can we make sure that each student reaches a standard that really is the best of their ability? So we're continually assessing, continually looking at literacy, continually looking at the instruction and how we can modify it so that we can get best results.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I just wonder, especially the high school, everybody knows that EQAO is one of the most important kind of measurement for assessing the standard of the schools.
No, it's only
not grade 12 right now, because the ACO is cancelled. Now
Right.
is it jumped into just grade 12, 4 years? Isn't it the EQAO curriculum have been revised, or the same exam paper, the same?
Well, it's criterion reference based, so certainly they use the same approach, and they're actually taking a look at the curriculum that is taught. So some of it has been modified so that it can bring about a better alignment, but as best they can, they're doing it so that when the test scores are shared, that they have been equal and been fair from year to year to year to year, because they're useful to us, because it helps us modify program, and it helps our teachers so that when they're looking at the impact of what they've taught in the curriculum, that they know that through the tests. I think one thing is important, though, for the public, and as a test, as a snapshot, EQAO is important, but it's only one test measurement. We are assessing students all the time, and teachers are so good now at assessing students, and once they do that assessment, then modifying the program. So I think it's important for your audience to know that EQAO is but one measurement that we use, and we use many, many more.
I agree with this. Not
Yeah.
only based on one test, right?
That's right.
Yeah, and go back to ESL, because I think your region is one of the fast development city.
Yes.
So do you face any new immigrants kind of problem? The parents, families, kind of community problems need help, or the children's standard because they come from different countries, about how to support these kind of families?
Well, first of all, we welcome parents through our reception center. And we know through that reception center the sort of support that they need. Certainly our first focus is academic, but we also have settlement workers, and those settlement workers work with families, get information about what the family needs, and those settlement workers then, along with the teachers, along with our ESL, regular school, the classroom teacher, along with our ESL teachers, along with consultant support, we have built in a way of saying, if you are newly arrived to this country, if you're a newly arrived immigrant, this is how we will help you. But as well, we reach out into the various communities, and the community and the community support becomes so important to the success of a young person. So for example, when you see and when we spend time on a Friday or a Saturday or a Sunday with the various groups that are represented inside our board, and you get to know the parents, you get to know the various communities and their interest in education and interest in their young people, then we can really make inroads. The parents become very, very important in this process, and also the attitude of the parents towards the school and support of the school becomes very, very important.
You just mentioned about settlement workers. Are
Yes.
they a team, a specific team for supporting the parents? How about the ratio? How many workers?
Oh, there aren't that many workers, Carol.
Not too many.
No, there aren't. I couldn't tell you the number. I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 11. Again, they represent the various communities and certainly the largest communities. But do we have enough? No, we don't have enough. We certainly
Okay.
don't.
So share.
We share, and they are a wonderful, wonderful group of people. I have the utmost respect for what they do, and I think they do a fabulous job.
I heard they also have a like the rich program for the mental health and supporting program for the community. Because I just think about, okay, if the new immigrant children, they are below the standard,
Yes.
they're learning difficulties.
Yes.
How can the school board support them? Plus, if they really serious, like have mentally ill, because so
Well-
many challenges at the same time.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, first of all, we have that ESL support that I talked about. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
We also engage them through international languages. And we also know that our focus is on literacy. And we bring in rich literacy materials at their level,
Okay.
so that they then can learn English and from a literacy standpoint, make sure that we have the right approach, instructional approach, so that they're not below. They're only below because of language. They're not below because of ability. So we bring that language skill up, then they can participate more fully inside the classroom.
So isn't a support program after school? For instance, if the children are very below, they don't have financial support from family to get a tutor or the enrichment program. So
Well, again, when we talk about the various programs, we have our Summer Institute where we have
school?
it's like a summer school. We call it Summer Institute. That's one thing. The other thing that we do is, in some communities, we have Saturday school.
Okay.
So we not only for young people who might need some additional help, but we invite everyone. So again, we try to extend the school day, the school support. We assess the programming that's required, and we bring that student up to a level that they're able to achieve.
Yeah, just share about so many variety of program available for the community. You must
Yes.
have a great team. So you mentioned about trustee. Is it one of the important team for supporting you?
Well, the trustee, first of all, the staff has a responsibility. The trustee has a responsibility to the community and feeds into the staff their knowledge of the community, what they know about the community, and what is required from making sure that the right supports are put in place. They also are responsible for passing the budget, and they allocate dollars into the budget that help staff address the program. And again, they've been very, very responsive to the needs of our emerging communities, and actually add consultants where we think there's a need.
So they are elected by the community, right?
Yes, they are.
Because since last elections, so I heard so many people is not too clear about the job descriptions. What's the role as a trustee? Can you share with us?
Well, first of all, they are elected by the public. So when we talk about being responsible, they are responsible to the public. They also take and look at the various reports that are brought by staff, either through initiatives that the trustee brought forward or through changes or changes or reports that that staff think are important, and they have an opportunity then to discuss, dialogue about them, and they're to take everything across the system, and in a way, working with senior staff, they coordinate all the issues and make as much as possible an equitable resource base that gets distributed. So they've got a very, very important role because they are responsive to the community and responsible to the community.
But they have the decision making too.
Yeah, well, then they have the final decision. They have the final decision on budget, the final decision on various programs. Yes, they have the final decision.
So their role is very important for implement the program on the school board. Do they have a specific qualification to be?
Well, I don't think. I think it's important to know that they don't implement the program. Staff implements the program. They pass the policy that says here's the program that you are to implement. So I think that's an important distinction. Sorry, your next question was?
Oh, I just wonder if they have this specific educational background, like to be qualified to like a teacher. Otherwise, they are not.
No, they are representative of the public. There's a various academic backgrounds. You have to be a Canadian citizen, be able to vote, have no criminal record. So they represent the community, and within the community you have various educational standards being met. So
the same as the city council election. Okay.
Yes.
I just wonder how many schools they have a ticket for each trustee. How many altogether right now?
Oh, they'd have somewhere in the neighborhood of 25, 26 schools.
Okay, one for taking care of 25. So
yeah,
right
or less. Less.
How many altogether right now? 12 or
193 schools.
I know. Trustee, how many? The number of
12 trustees.
Will you expand next election?
Well, there's an opportunity to possibly expand just because of a new bill that's being passed by and brought through the minister. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. It's up to the board to decide that.
So, and how about the district? Is it the same, or they will have
yes.
a new?
Yes. District
changes?
is the same.
Same. Okay, so now we are excited to see you. So many new things,
right.
On your shoulder and on your team. Of course, you have strategies, the new strategy for improvement, like budgeting. I was so pleased about you always have balanced budget.
Yes.
No news that there's a bankruptcy from the European School Board. So your budgeting very good job, right?
Yes, indeed.
So can you share with us? Is there any new strategies about that? The whole overall, you have a 5 years plan, right?
Well, our strategy is based, first of all, based on driving quality program. And our trustees have been wonderful because they really have put money into program. The staff has told them that program is important. So we staff appropriately and we budget appropriately to make sure that we deliver programs into the classroom and making sure that as much as we can we push the money to the schools. So there's great support, and the way that the money gets allocated, it's the right priority. We are putting forward and have been working on a new board plan for continuous improvement. We have reduced it down to 7 key pages. We had about 44 previously. It's very, very goal-oriented. It's based on outcomes. It's based on very, very strategic positions around curriculum, around parent and community involvement, around looking at the quality of the workplace. So we are being very, very specific with our direction and very, very specific around where and how we want to improve.
I just wonder, you're very confident and say, oh, everything's fine, you're everything on the right track. How do you know that? Is there any specific kind of department, like research and survey department, showing any statistics show that everything's fine, no problem?
Well, everything is never fine because we have students who are not achieving to the level that we want them to achieve. So we have the data to show us where we should be improving and how that should happen. That's the first thing. The second thing is we're building a lot of new schools. If schools get behind schedule, then the students can't get into the school on time, and it creates a disruption for their studies, for their program, and we don't want that. We don't want that to happen. We do struggle each year to make sure that our budget is balanced. But this year there were cutbacks in some areas, and we had to make those cutbacks. So that was a struggle. You know, we have less money.
What was the specific area?
We have less money for PD, less money for computers, less money for textbooks. So in those three areas, we had to make sure that we were wise in how we did that. We made sure that there wasn't too great an impact. But we know that in our computer line, there's $1.5 million less.
But for my feeling, is it the job region area? Most parents, the financial situation is better than the other area. That's why whenever cut back, okay. Then they survive still. Even for instance, I heard that no busing for. Is it no bus? School bus for the high school? For instance, the art program.
There's buses for secondary schools in rural areas. But
Okay.
where there is busing in an urban area and where we have YRT, then there is no busing.
So at least you don't get too much complaint from the community. It's fine because it's true. It's a public transport. It should be wisely used, right?
That's right.
Instead of just wasting the money for
That's
the
right.
school bus.
Well, first of all, we don't waste the money.
Exactly.
But
I
but
really
we-
appreciate that.
yeah.
You wisely use the budgeting
Yeah.
for the public use. I just wonder, like, do you have any current survey, like, report for sharing with the public? For instance, I heard the Toronto School Board, they have a 10 years, like, kind of a study regarding the whole development of the high school student. Like whole development, including the physically, like internationally, social development. So, do you have any current study regarding the outcome of the high school student?
We do. We have it not centrally done. We have schools who are looking specifically at high schools at their students. But unless it's going to look at how we can better improve program, or unless we look at targeting a specific area, we don't do surveys for the sake of doing surveys. We do it really based on the academic achievement and the social emotional need of the student.
So you still have some. Do you share with the public? Is there any report share with the public, or?
Well, no, because we don't do those sorts of surveys.
Okay. I hope later on maybe we can think about it. Then.
Not if we want to politicize it. If it's about student achievement, I'll publicize anything when it comes to student achievement.
Okay. Go back to PA day and then the teachers' preparation time. So your staff is okay for everything? Like, is it enough time for prepare the materials?
Well, we respect the need for students to, or for teachers to prepare materials and through their prep time, and that gets negotiated through the union, and the minutes will be increasing for our elementary folks 10 minutes this year, and for our secondary it has remained the same.
Yeah, because since 2-3 years ago we have the half day more than before.
That's right.
Right.
At
So
the
it's quite inconvenient for
the elementary.
parents.
Yes.
But anyway, we have survived.
Well, be careful, because it hasn't impacted on the parents because there hasn't been an increase in the PA days. So, yes, the prep time has increased for the teachers, but I think it's important to know that the teachers need the time. And the teachers need the time because instruction and assessment is very, very different than it was even 10 years ago. So they need the time to prepare and get ready for the class.
You know, I got some concern from the parents. They said, oh, day by day, the children have less and less homework. You know why? Because the teachers have no time to correct homework. So no homework. Is it true? They have a homework policy, right?
Well, we have a homework policy. I don't think that's true. And we swing back and forth. We have parents saying we don't want any homework because the students should have some extra time to themselves. And then we got parents who say, but give them as much homework as you can. So we have got and have set forward through policy a amount of time that we expect young people to have homework, for want of a better term. But we hope that it's an extension of what has gone on in the classroom and that they can reinforce what has already been learned.
Yeah, I really agree with this. If parents spend kind of quality time with them, this is better than just more homework.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Overall, can you share with the teacher how to motivate the teachers have a better job, and as well as parents, how to support the children, how to support the school? Can you share your opinion for them?
Well, if we're first of all, we spend a great deal of time working with our teachers on assessment, instruction, literacy. We have really an extensive one, and our teachers are I can't tell you how wonderful they are, and I can't tell you again how professionally they make such a difference. And over the last 5 or 6 years, we've been much more precise, much more focused. Our teachers have understood the importance of assessment and literacy and have done a wonderful job. We are trying to outreach as best we can through parent engagement. I think that there are some areas that we can improve upon. I think that again we have a superintendent that's responsible for that area of engagement. I think that we have done some things that maybe have been traditional. I think we're going to have to take a look at some new and different ways. And through our strategic plan, through our board plan, we are trying to do that.
Yeah, I personally really enjoy one of the programs called Character Matters.
Yes.
I think is one of the best way for helping the new generation from
Yes.
avoiding the criminals. So for school safety, it seems okay, better than the other school board. Do you have any kind of report for your office, like the criminal happen often as in the school, especially high school?
Well, I think you've said two things here. I think when we're talking about character and character matters, that was about how we want to treat each other and how we want to be treated. And again, we have 10 character traits that we think make a difference to the quality of life for the individual student and for our schools. And likewise, there is something called Community Matters. So the character community. And I think that when we take a look at what we're trying to do across the region, there's a general understanding of what that standard should be. When we're looking at safe schools, we have a safe school committee. We focus on safe schools as one of our key priorities. We're making sure that we address it and take a look at the statistics. And yes, our schools are safe. And yes, we are always trying to figure out ways and want to find ways to improve the safety. Take a look at anything that might make a difference to improving that safety. But I think that our teachers feel comfortable, our students feel comfortable, and in our schools I feel very comfortable walking around. We also have a great partnership with the York Region Police. And they're part of our school and part of a program, and So we have put a number of programs in place, including anti-bullying and work with our police and our unions. So we are doing the best we can to make sure that our schools are safe.
I really like the program anti-bullying.
Yes.
Because it's from the background, like the grade one, since grade one, I think they educate how to stop it.
Yes.
Right? And how to prevent it. It's wonderful.
Yes.
So
I think we should have a program for adults, though.
Yeah, I heard the parent too, right?
Yeah.
I think up to now, no school have a kind of policeman standby. You don't need it from your region.
Well, again, we've done it a little differently. I really believe that school safety is about the community wanting the school safe and the community being involved. So again, if the community wants our schools safe, certainly how we ask our regional police to become involved and the different programs that they're involved, and the fact that they become sort of part of the school. They're not there patrolling the halls. They're there as part of looking at how we can assist young people and teachers, and so we have a wonderful program and a wonderful relationship with the police.
It's very, very important.
It is.
I really appreciate that.
It is.
Okay, Mr. Hogan, this is the last two questions.
Okay.
Number one is, I heard you have been the position for 16 years.
Yes, indeed.
I think you must experience like kind of a satisfaction and challenges. Can you share with us one thing?
The challenges?
Most challenging situation, as well as one unforgettable satisfaction.
Well, I think the challenge always is to ask the question, how can we improve student achievement? How can we close the gap? And when you have rapid change in a school board like we have, and at one point we were adding 4 and 5% a new population to our board, we have to make sure that we have the quality across the system and that we have the alignment and the continuity. So the biggest challenge is making sure that we work with our teachers, we work with our students, we work with the community, and have them understand that literacy is critically important. So to keep that focus and alignment becomes a challenge because you have 193 schools. But we've been able to keep that focus, but we are addressing it all the time. Again, I think a challenge always is when you get too large, you want people to feel that they're part of something, that you try to keep the board feeling small. And again, we have created an organization that I think people feel really comfortable with. I think that they know that they're part of something larger because we do have 115,000 students. But I really believe that they feel, because we have what we call community education centers, that they perhaps have a sense of family as well. But that becomes a challenge.
Satisfaction?
Satisfaction?
Too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I know you're going to have a trip with the family. So overall, do you have a further plan, like 5 years plan? Do you have to change the summer schedule? Because right now it's 10 weeks available for summer, from July till the end of August. Will it be changed, like gradually assess it within the year? Will you plan about this, or no, we just fix in the same?
No, we don't have, first of all, I don't have 2 months or 10 weeks. I may get 2 months or 2 weeks off during the summer.
But the student have the 10 weeks, right?
Well, the students have 10 weeks, sure. But we have a lot of students going to our institutes and a lot of students engaged over the summer. So yes, we have a lot of, students have 10 weeks to do something outside of the regular school day.
So you carry on this format instead of a change?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I think people get used to it. They say they have that pros and cons situation, right?
Well, I think we are through the sports school, we are changing the school year. And if you were to ask me, should we have 10 weeks during the summer? I don't think we should.
Yeah.
I think we should change that. But it's very, very difficult to change because it's been around for so long.
I think on the other hand, there's a benefit for children as well as the parents. They can have a break. They can, if they wisely use the time and program.
I think there should be a 5 or 6 week break, and then after that, I think we should be taking a look at how we bring kids back to school.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Hoger, if people would like to need help or would like to approach you, how can they approach you? Is there any channel?
Well, first of all, if you go to our website, you have a tremendous information there, and it gives you insights as to what our board is about and where and how you can do it. And also there's a column there, Ask the Director, and if they wish to ask the director, they certainly can do that through the website. So there's opportunity to dialogue. I'm out in the community a lot, including this summer. We go to as many activities as possible. I was out about 108 or 9 evenings this year at various functions in all of our communities. So I'm around, and please, I ask the public to come and chat with me and talk about what's of interest to them, and certainly I'm interested in listening.
Okay, you're a wonderful leader.
Thank you.
And our role models.
Thank you.
That's why you're a successful school board.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. On behalf of the TorontoTV, thank you so much for attending our interview. I look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you.
Time.
Thank you very much, Carol.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure.
Great, thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a wonderful interview. We have a wonderful leader here, with a very informative. So, we would like to take a break during the summer, but after September, we'll go back again for another issue. Thank you so much for your support, Mr.
Yeah.
Hoger, and look forward to seeing you again.
Looking forward to being here, and it's again at any time. I'd like to join you and the community. Thank you very much.
Good night.